about Venom?
What have they asked you?
Is it going to be R-rated? That's the big question, and the answer's been answered, isn't it?
It's a 15 in the UK.
And it's a PG-13 in the States. But to be fair, the thing can fulcrum into R-rated and can fulcrum into, for children. I mean, my littlest ones, they watch Spider-Man and Venom quite comfortably, and Venom toys appear and Lego appear in my nostril of the morning. Do you know what I mean? So it's not like they're scared by him. But at the same time, there is a lot within the real estate that you can actually imbue with a complete sense of gratuitous self-violence if you really wanted to, and I think you've got the right people for that job if you want to push it, because that's where I'd love to go with it, and I'd love to go through all the Avengers as well with him, but that's above my pay grade. Riz, maybe you could have a word.
Do you want me to talk to the Avengers and tell them that you want to have a fight with them? The Venom wants to fight the Avengers.
Like, it's a campaign, a little audition.
See, this is the thing.
Please, will you take us on? Please. And if not, we're more than happy to stand alone. We have a Venomverse and 900 characters to play with, but I think there's a little bit of...
You kind of want to play with them, don't you?
Yeah, I want to rock with the established family. Why not? I mean,
okay.
Not me personally, but I think that's an essential
I'd watch
element.
Would you watch that?
I would love to see that.
So we have to
Everyone would love to see
establish
that.
initial communication with Venom, don't we? And say this is an introduction
This is
to
Venom himself before he starts biting off the faces of
others.
How do you think Venom would get on with the Avengers? Who would he be able to take on?
I think he'd just try and eat all of them.
Yeah.
That's the thing with Venom. It's not really so much like good and evil. It's like, am I hungry or am I not?
Yeah. Yeah.
And if
that's
you're
what I
hungry,
like about
you'll
him.
try and eat. You might try and eat the Hulk.
Anything that breathes.
I think Venom and Hulk is a good matchup.
That's going to be hard to eat.
That is, well, you never know.
You'll go for it though, won't you? The thing is,
try
there's
it.
no backing down on Venom, and it's a fantastic world to play with the symbiotes because they're a different breed of super. It's not really superhero, but it's an enhanced
The super beings.
Being, yeah.
Because heroes suggest that they're out there to do heroic acts,
and
but
good.
Venom isn't really thinking in those terms.
No, it doesn't trade on that level, does he? Of like good or bad. It's more just what is and what's paradoxical and what is grey.
Can you imagine him on that side of being good, or is he more of a villain?
He's more of a, like about himself. He's a very self-centered character and contained in that aspect, but I think it's very much he who has the biggest hands eats the most, so there's something quite mercenary.
But it's when you put Eddie Brock and Venom together, it's
Yes.
interesting, is because it's almost like both the characters are learning the same lesson. Because Eddie Brock starts off, he's just out for himself. I mean, he's trying to save the world with his journalism and his investigative reports, but he's also kind of out for himself. He's willing to do ruthless things to get his story and his scoop. And Venom is basically out for himself, trying to just, eat as much as possible, do what the aliens came in to do. And over the course of the film, it's about them both trying to learn this journey of like, actually, we need to make space for other people in our lives. And the thing that teaches them that lesson is that they've got to make space for each other in the same body.
Yeah.
So because they're forced to live with each other, they realize how they also have to live with other people.
And his character's pretty much the same as Eddie Brock, but as a rocket and just,
Yeah, and well,
As a rocket.
You've got a
billionaire,
rocket, yeah. One side of-
industrialist, scientific genius, is trying to save the world. Wouldn't say it's that not exactly the same as
it's
Eddie
not
Brock.
carbon,
To be
it's
fair.
not a mirror image
To be
of
fair.
Eddie Brock, yeah.
What is good, YouTube? Warstu here with a video on the Venom movie. So Sony Pictures is on high alert for the Venom movie with TV promos, with TV spots, with interviews with cast members such as Tom Hardy, who is playing the main star of Venom. As the movie does come out next week, depending on which country you live in, you can actually watch it as early as Tuesday, as where I'm from. I think it comes out in America on the Thursday. So make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel. We do now have a Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/Warstu. I'll be streaming on there a lot more. And if you do want to win that Infinity War Blu-ray giveaway, which I will be giving away the first one on Friday, all you got to do is subscribe to me on Twitch and let me know who is the worst hero in the whole comic book world. So let's get into this video. So recently in an interview, Tom Hardy, who plays Venom, answered a really interesting question. Like, I thought the most interesting question they get was, is Spider-Man going to be in a movie? But it's actually, what is the rating of the movie? And the rating in USA and I believe other countries is PG-13, and for some reason in UK it's a 15, but it's the exact same movie. I think in UK they're a bit stricter for some reason. And this interview with MTV International was very cool. So Tom Hardy said he would love to fight the Avengers. He said there's over 900 characters in the Venomverse they can pick from, but he would love to get in a fight with the Avengers in the MCU, but he said that's well above his pay grade. So the co-main star, Dr. Carlton Drake, was like, yeah, Venom will literally eat all their heads off and kill them all, which is kind of interesting. So in theory, it would be crazy, but I can't really see this happening because Venom is the Venomverse and the MCU is Marvel. Although they're both characters of the Marvel franchise, they're not owned by the same company. So the idea of Venom versus Avengers would be freaking insane. Even the interviewer freaked out and said, yeah, I'll be down for that. I'm pretty sure anyone would be down for that, because who wouldn't want to see the Hulk going up against Venom? That would be absolutely insane. And could this happen? Well, this is where it gets a bit confusing, because Amy Pascal...
I mean, there'll be adjuncts to it. They may be different locations, but it will still all be in the same world, and they will be connected to each other as well.
So there is a chance that Tom Holland as Spider-Man will pop up somewhere over there? There's always a chance.
There's always a chance. I think one of the things that...
literally confused everyone in an interview with Kevin Feige, where she said Spider-Man and Venom will coexist in the same universe. Then Kevin Feige gave her the death stare, was like, what are you saying? And then they both backtracked, was like, no, that's not actually the case. So Spider-Man is owned by Sony, but they have a deal with the Marvel Cinematic Universe and with Marvel for Tom Holland's Spider-Man to appear in the MCU. He's currently appeared in Marvel Avengers Civil War, Spider-Man Homecoming, Avengers Infinity War, Avengers 4 Untitled, it comes out next year, and Spider-Man Far From Home, which they are currently filming, and also Spider-Man 3. Then that current deal will end, but they most likely will renew it. It's a bit of a grey area because obviously Venom needs Spider-Man at some point. The director for Venom has hinted, yes, Spider-Man's coming. That's why we've had to keep it PG-13. And then at the same point, it's like, well, it's a 15 in England, so does that mean UK won't be getting any like Spider-Man in their Venom because it's PG-15? It's 15 in UK. It's a bit confusing why it's got a different rating in this country. I'm pretty sure it's going to be the same movie in this country than it is anywhere else. The fact they've already signed up for 3 movies could insinuate at some point there could be an MCU character appear. The most likely one would actually be Spider-Man. I mean, I think the concept of Tom Hardy talking about taking on Avengers is pretty interesting. It's just bring more attention to the movie. So, could Venom go against Avengers one day? Yeah, sure. We do live in a comic book world. There is no fatigue. Just look at how well Black Panther, Avengers Infinity War, and Ant-Man did this year just in 3 movies alone. A lot of people say, yeah, there's a fatigue, and also Deadpool did very good. Although it's not owned by Marvel, like the whole comic book category is growing. But technically speaking, it would be very hard for Venom to appear in the MCU, although statistically speaking and kind of factually speaking, it would be very easy to cross Venom over. There's so many plot points and plot holes where you could slot him in. But guys, would you want Venom to fight the Avengers? I think that would be an absolutely insane storyline. So like I said at the start of the video, there are a lot of trailers and TV spots coming out. We got a first look at the Riot symbiote revealed in full footage. Now, he is the main villain as far as we know at the moment, and he looks pretty scary crazy, I guess you could say, for a PG-13, because you've got to understand that teenagers can literally watch this, and literally kids actually, as it's PG-13. But sadly, if you live in Europe, I don't think so, because it's PG-13 in this country. So,
demons. You used to be one thing, now you're something else.
Are you going to behave yourself?
No. I have no problem with you sticking around.
Dünya
You will only hurt
yeterince
bad people.
süper kahraman gördü.
So many snacks, so little time.
Eddie, you look lousy.
I have a power to save.
Venom.
We're here to find a new mascot, one who truly represents what this fan base is all about.
Gotta be scary. Come on in. Wow, a guy.
He looks like he drives a minivan.
Show us what you got.
What are you?
We are Venom.
Well, it's a yes for me, Charles.
Is that what you were screaming?
ESPN dropped a trailer for the Venom movie, which is pretty cool. It's called the Mascot trailer, which is kind of interesting and kind of quirky. I believe the budget was quite low because although I think it's kind of interesting because obviously it's Halloween in October, and also obviously Venom's quite scary, so you could link into Halloween. When Tom Hardy, aka Eddie Brock, turns into Venom, they all start screaming, but the CGI and special effects are really bad. So this just tells you that the budget for that trailer that ESPN did. I'm not sure who funded the trailer. I'm guessing ESPN wanted to drop their own trailer for it, or was it Sony? I'm not sure who actually dropped the trailer, but the budget for that was pretty low, or either that or they didn't spend a lot of time on the special effects at all. So the movie literally comes out in less than a week, and Tom Hardy is literally going everywhere. He's probably getting bored of doing the exact same interview over and over and over again. But that's what actors have to do before a movie come out. They have to really hype it up before they go on their little press tour and do like the American premiere and do the they literally premiere a movie in every country. So I presume he's going to be talking about this absolutely everywhere, which is fantastic for the movie. Will you be going to watching it? Are you going to be expecting to see Spider-Man in this movie? Because there's still this story about Peter Parker appearing in it, which they could, because that wouldn't break the MCU kind of deal. Because if it's Peter Parker appearing, I honestly can't understand how or why this movie wouldn't have any references to Spider-Man, because at the end of the day, they are linked together, in other words. I mean, how is Venom going to have Spider-Man characteristics and power sets to a certain extent without Spider-Man ever of being the Venom symbiote? As we know, Spider-Man was Venom at one point in the comic book, so it's not going to make a lot of sense if there isn't any kind of Easter egg or reference to Spider-Man ever existing anywhere inside the Venom kind of world, I guess you could say. But as I can understand, they are trying to build a standalone Venomverse, which isn't really going to work unless at some point they do include Spider-Man. Hence why the director says, yeah, we want him in a later movie, and that's why it's PG-13. So if Spider-Man never turns up, then people will be annoyed because they want to see a version where Venom seriously rips someone's head off and you don't just get the screaming, because hearing it and seeing it is two different things. And Venom is famous for ripping heads off. I mean, they said they wanted Venom to rip the Avengers heads off, so that's got to really happen. So anyway, guys, please like, subscribe, and comment. Like I said, check me out on Twitch, twitch.tv/Warstu. That would be awesome, and I will catch you in another video very soon. Catch you later.